You just might change your mind about what you actually are getting ready to write if you took the time and you read my disclaimer. I am not a journalist. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you again to everyone who is supporting my channel. You know, I get people saying to me, well, who is your source? And you shouldn't be saying that. How do you know they said that? And all caps and long comments. But you know what they're not doing? They're not reading my disclaimer. You would learn a lot if you read them. Not only that, but you would save a lot of time. One person wrote, someone did not do their homework. And you know what I said? Someone did not read my disclaimer. Take the time and read my disclaimer. You just might educate yourself about my channel and my whole purpose for being here. I'm reading the news article and I'm giving you what? My opinion about the news. I am not a valued source for your news gathering, fact-finding missions on the royals. I am simply giving my opinion about news that I am reading. I'm kind of like a girlfriend talking to you. We just like chit-chatting, and I'm telling you what I read in the news, and then I'm even asking you a question. What do you think about that? Let's just kind of get this straight, what exactly it is that I am doing here. Full disclaimer in the description below. Okay. So perhaps you could watch the video, then before you make that comment, you take the time and you would save yourself a lot of time and embarrassment for writing something that is completely irrelevant to me and my whole channel and my purpose for being here. Okay? All right. So with that said, I'm going to be talking about an article that I saw in The Sun. Prince Harry will be a lost soul in LA, claims royal author Tom Quinn, saying that he'll find it harder than Meghan Markle did when she settled in the UK, because Harry, he's just not as tough. And I couldn't agree more with that. Harry has lived a very isolated, privileged life. He's never really been out on his own in a sense like Meghan has. Meghan has lived in California. She's lived in Canada. She's lived in South America, I think when she did some internship. So she's lived around in different places before, and she's like this free spirit American who just gets by because she doesn't have a whole firm behind her managing her. But Harry has been managed his whole life behind the firm, behind the royal family. And now he finds himself living as this free soul, now living in California of all places. You know, California is a place for people who are in the entertainment industry. Of course, you're going to find other people that are there that are not in the entertainment industry, but the heart, the pulse, the vibe of the city is the entertainment industry. And what is the entertainment industry? It's lights, it's cameras, it's action, it's paparazzi, it's fans, it's wealth, it's royal, Hollywood royal. It's all these things that Harry found himself wanting to get away from. Harry didn't want to be around all of this shabazz and glitz and glamour. I mean, that's what he told us. That's what he said.
Every single time I see a camera, every single time I hear a click, every single time I see a flash, it takes me straight back. So in that respect, it's the worst reminder of her life as opposed to the best. And
so Harry, like I said in my other video, he has found himself in a big mess of some craziness, because it's literally putting yourself in the eye of the storm. It's putting yourself right where you know you are your most vulnerable. You don't have the protection of the family, the firm, the agreements between the paparazzi and the royals. But you still have that status of royalty. To me, Harry just seems to have set himself up to fail. And I don't say that he's just done that willingly, having Meghan grab him by the hand and take him along and following her lead. Inadvertently, he has literally put himself in a position to fail, because there is absolutely no way he is going to come out of this situation. Either they're going to get divorced over it, or they're going to separate over it, or he's going to have to be hospitalized. And I cannot foresee how in the world it's going to end for Harry. You think about Meghan's motives for doing all of this. Now they're saying that Omid Scobie said that they had been planning this book, or writing this book 2 years ago. So what that tells me is that they, from the very beginning, meaning Omid and Meghan and even Harry, they all knew that they were going to capture the events of Meghan's time in the royal family, and they were going to write about it. Good or bad, they were going to write about it. That they had no intention of staying in the UK. So coming up with all of these reasons about the racist press, the paparazzi, the toxicity of the royal family, all these things, it just really paints the clearest picture of them all. That they were never, ever, ever going to stay to do what they said they were going to do in the interview.
No, you know, we're a fantastic team. We know we are, and we hope to, you know, over time, try and have as much impact for all the things that we care about as much as possible.
I am very excited about that, yeah.
And Meghan, given your acting and the profile you had, you'd already been involved in various causes, you'd been an ambassador for UN Women. What about this new role? I mean, you're going to have a bigger platform, a bigger voice. What do you want to do with it?
I mean, how...
Sing.
Can you imagine? No, I'm not a singer. I think what's been really exciting as we talk about the transition of this out of my career but into the role is that, as you said, the causes that have been very important to me I can focus even more energy on, because very early out of the gate, I think you realize once you have access or a voice that people are willing to listen to, with that comes a lot of responsibility, which I take seriously. And at the same time, I think in these beginning few months and now being boots on the ground in the UK, I'm excited to just really get to know more about the different communities here, smaller organizations who are working on the same causes that I've always been passionate about under this umbrella. And also being able to go around to the Commonwealth. I think it's just the beginning of a...
There's a lot to do.
Really?
There's a lot to do.
Hey, we're going to come into our role and do our work, and we're going to welcome Meghan into the family to help us do the work that we all plan to do. But at the same time, Meghan knew she was not going to plan to do anything. She didn't like it, and she knew she wasn't going to like it. But what she did know is she was going to be seen by people all over the world. Her profile was going to be elevated. And that was her goal all along, was to elevate her profile, get people to know who she is, and say, okay, I'm ready to go back to California and try that whole actress thing one more time. That's what she did. And if Meghan really loved her husband, like if she was really all in for the marriage, she would have taken her words that she said when they had that engagement interview, and she would have lived up to everything that she said. And Harry, I'm not sure if he can see, does he really even comprehend? I mean, for goodness sakes, he is now living in California with no job, no prospects really for a job. What is he going to do? Everything that he did had meaning when he lived in the UK. He has no relevance in California. The one thing that I could say that Harry could do that would really be a turnaround for me and others who speak about this is if Harry just kind of blindsided everybody and said, you know what, I'm going to take up another career. You know, he went into the military, that's all gone now, and maybe he has another change of life, of career path. Perhaps he's going to go back to college. Perhaps he's going to study something and really learn another skill. Perhaps he's going to learn filmmaking. Maybe that's always been his little side thing that he's always wanted to do. We don't know. But if he really wanted to do something like that, like really put your foot into something like that and really learn it and show that, hey, I'm here to really have a new life and change of where I came from and to really wipe the slate clean from my whole royal life. And I want to be just plain old Harry Windsor and go to school and learn something else. He could do that. That's the one out I could see for him. And she's got this husband who is going to find it extremely difficult to navigate life as a commoner. And now he finds himself living just like any old regular Joe Schmo. Now, I'm sure there's a nice novelty to it all right now in the very beginning. But as time goes on, you're going to see that frustration more and more. And we've been seeing it already. I mean, we've seen it in his face. They're doing things to try to make themselves save face. Like they're trying to make it look like, oh, we're good people. We're good. We're good. You know, don't you like us? Like us. We good people. We good. Here's some food for the homeless. Yeah, you know, oh, I'm chatting with people who I normally wouldn't chat with. Hey, how you doing? No, they are in a situation that people just are not feeling them anymore. Harry has really lost his likability factor in Great Britain. He has really made himself not that likable guy anymore. And you top that on top of all the things that he's going through mentally right now. The anniversary of his mom's death is coming up. And you know what I find so interesting? The book is coming out in August, the same month as the anniversary of his mother's death. So there's just going to be so much going on for Harry. Meghan should have seen this. She should have known better. She should have known not to bring her husband into this situation and to make up all of these lies about why they were leaving and to know that that's not true. People need to be looking back at Meghan with the side eye like, you what? What are you doing? You brought your husband in acting what? Like, this don't even make sense. No, what it is people can see that you have taken this husband that you say you love and you have put him in the most dire situation to really harm himself mentally. And I know there are stories about Harry saying he always wanted to leave the royal family. I get that. But at the end of the day, it was his normal. It was who he was. And his outing from the royal family could have been a lot less extreme by moving back to California. Meghan has connived her way into a situation detrimental for her husband and for her career as an actress. Because anyone, I think, that aligns themselves with Meghan at this point is going to be jeopardizing their reputation. That's what I predict. That's what I think is going to happen. That's what I see. Because you don't hear anyone coming out saying anything now to defend them, to defend any of their decisions that they've done. And to me, that says a lot. We even have Serena Williams saying, Meghan who? What? You know, like whispering off to the side like, I don't know her. Where are the people defending them and their whole actions to now come back to the U.S. now that there's this book coming out? This whole situation is just a sad one. And the fact that now a child is in the middle of the storm of their chaotic lives is even worse because there's an innocent person now involved into their conniving and scheming. And Harry's going to find it very difficult to deal with the paparazzi in Los Angeles. And now he's put himself, like Meghan is taking him and put him back into a situation where the paparazzi are even more ruthless. They're just going to have to get used to it. They're going to have to deal with it. They're going to have to toughen up, because there's absolutely no sense in you moving back to California and now complaining about it when you had a choice not to be there. They're going to have TMZ sticking the cameras in their faces, finding them, asking them questions. I think that people really need to look out for Harry. They need to really find out if he's being taken care of mentally, because I'm just not so sure Meghan is able to do it. Because if she were, she wouldn't have never brought her husband to California. And until next time, you guys, peace and love. Bye-bye.